Okay guys, it's been one of those days where I spent a lot of time with the family this month because I knew they were going home, and spent a bit of time playing computer games as well, just having some time to myself after spending a lot of time with taking care of kids basically. And oh, I'm still tired, so we haven't got a comic set for tomorrow yet because I haven't had time to draw it. I've done some research for some work I have to do at the council tomorrow. Got a lot of work to do at the council tomorrow, so it's going to be a busy day. So I decided I'm going to take some time off. It's been time to take off. I've got a red light flashing on here because I haven't had time to charge the camera. That's the kind of day I've had. So I want to talk about the game haul that we just got. Now, I'm having a chastened month. It's one of those times where, yeah, we kind of have been spending a lot on games recently. I haven't gone over budget, haven't broken the bank or anything like that. Plus we had the issue of a bill that came up earlier than expected, so kind of wiped out my savings on that. So I had one month where I'm cutting back on games, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to get anything. And the reason that I decided to pick these up was I wanted one specific thing. I saw that it was in stock in CEX and I've wanted it for a long time, so I got it. I thought, well, I'm buying that and it doesn't cost me extra to get any other cheap games, so we picked up a lot of cheap stuff as well. So let's have a look at the cheap stuff that we picked up. The first one is Junior Sports Basketball, and it sucks.
Now what do I do?
It's a really, really bad game. It's bare minimum effort type of thing. Decent quality inlay, but the case is broken. There's no spindle and no manual as well. So the game is in this plastic wallet, which is also broken, but at least it's there, and I'll keep it in there until I can be bothered to replace it. It's a 50p game, so I'm not going to go out my way to get a replacement case because it'll cost as much, you know. Moving on, a very, very good hockey game, ESPN National Hockey Night.
Last season, first in the division and first in the conference. Mike Madonna.
Very good, very enjoyable. Not quite at EA Sports Hockey 2002, but very good anyway. One that's, well, it's kind of a football game, but it feels like you're hardly playing it so much as just pressing a few buttons here and there. NFL QB Club 2002.
Taken down by Crap.
Only one in that series that's on PlayStation 2. Then we move on. Dance UK XL, which we thought we had. Generally, I thought we already had these. Turns out we don't, but very good condition. Hardly ever used. See, doesn't even open much. Everything's here in great condition. NHL 2K3.
Sends it over to Kachuk. Brings it past the red line. Brings it past the blue line. Offsides.
Decent. Very decent. Enjoyable. Again, I prefer EA Sports Hockey 2002, where everything's here in great condition. Very happy with that. A game that actually I was surprised just how good it is, and I really enjoyed playing it. Urban Freestyle Soccer. It's a bit like FIFA Street. Very good. No manual though, but very good nevertheless. I'm going to get through this quick. AC/DC Live Rock Band. Finally got a copy of this. This is one of the games that I really wanted for a long time, and then it never turns up around here. I don't know why. So finally got it. No manual though. And the one that I really, really wanted. So happy that this has come along in such good condition as well. Activision Anthology. This is fantastic. We will be having a Game Hammer review of a lot of the games that are on here. Everything's here in great condition. It is fantastic. Played a lot of Commando on this, and there will definitely be a Game Hammer review of Commando because now I've got the 2600 version on the emulator. Anyway, that's all I've got time for. It's been one of those days. I'm sorry. Back to normal schedule tomorrow. Why don't you stand up? Okay guys, the camera ran out of battery as I was talking. That's unfortunate, it happens. But there was a second part to this video that I wanted to do, and it's because I've had a few questions of a similar nature over the last couple of weeks, and it's been a while since we had a Q&A, so I thought I'll just gather up all those questions on a post-it note, and we'll go through a Q&A. Kind of a mini Q&A, it won't take long. So, the first one, and this is one I get asked a lot, so it's a good idea to try and answer that now, and just make sure that, yes it is. The first question that I get asked a lot is, are you really deaf? Well, I'm hard of hearing, let's put it that way. I'm losing my hearing, it's getting progressively worse. At some point, the likelihood is I'll go deaf, but at the moment, it's not massively bad. It's to the point where it's an obvious problem, But when I say I'm deaf, usually I would say it as shorthand for I've got a significant hearing impairment and it becomes worse in certain situations, but it's not as bad in others, that kind of thing. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, for the most part, yes, I'm deaf in certain situations. Which leads me into the second question, which is what people always ask after I've answered like that. How much can you actually hear? Well, here's the thing. If we're in a situation like we're in now, where there's very little noise in the background, for the most part, I would not have a problem having a conversation with you, as long as you're speaking straight toward me, and I can see you clearly for lip reading if need be, and also, there's nothing in the background for my hearing to get impaired by, so we will be okay. If I'm having a conversation with you in the street, and Jen will attest to this, I will often ask her what she just said, whether she can repeat herself. I hate repetition. Absolutely hate it. It's one of the worst things to me. You know that feeling that a lot of people get if someone runs their nails down a blackboard? That's what I feel like with repetition. But I have to get over that because sometimes you have to ask what people have said. If a car goes past, I'll probably not hear what you've just said. If there's a loud noise, suddenly I won't hear what you said. If there's music in the background, I'll probably not understand what you've said. Unless you're speaking directly to me, and it's decent difference between the volume of your voice and the volume in the background, and I can also lip read if need be. Then I'll be able to hold a conversation. Any other time, I'm probably going to miss what you said. So yeah, I can hear, but it's a problem a lot of times. Okay, let's move on. The other one that always comes up when you mention that you're deaf. Do you know sign language? I sign a little bit, not a lot. I've done book learning on it. I've got books that help me to learn. I've got DVDs that help me to learn. I've used YouTube to help me to learn. I sign very little, and that's just how it is. It's one of those annoyances. I've never really had to use it an awful lot because I found that of the deaf people I know, we can all lip read. Yeah. So and I'm not alone in this. Hearing impaired people who lose their hearing after having learned and all their lives to be able to speak as hearing people do, tend not to learn sign language. It's one of those annoying things which I think separates us from the deaf community at large. And I'm trying to get better at it, but I don't have a huge amount of time. It's one of those situations. But I'm trying the best I can. Okay. Any other disabilities? Yeah. I think everyone knows about my lupus at the moment. I've mentioned it several times. I get a lot of migraines, and I usually have a headache. It's one of those things. I went to the doctor because I always have a headache. And the reason I have a headache is I have a pretty much a permanent kind of background level migraine. Let's put it that way. I've always got a headache because I drink caffeine and I'm not supposed to, because migraines get set off by caffeine, a lot of them. So I have like a background level headache, and that's annoyance. My lupus at one point was attacking inflaming the area around the optic nerve in my eye, so I've got a little bit of lost vision there. I bump into things a lot. You'll notice sometimes I have bruises on my arms. That's what that is, because I walk into door frames and things like that. Okay, let's move on. Favourite teams and sports. Favourite sport, hockey. Favourite team, it was Manchester Phoenix, but I think they're going bankrupt. I remember seeing they made an announcement a few months back now, saying that they hadn't been able to get a finance deal and were therefore going bankrupt. The previous team that followed was Durham Wasps. They moved to Newcastle, so they weren't Durham Wasps anymore, and then went bankrupt. Pretty much every team I support in hockey has gone bankrupt, except for St. Louis Blues. I like the Blues, they're good. Yeah, I'm also a member of the Bolton Wanderers club at the moment, fan club. I'm not a massive football fan. I like football when it's played well, but I get put off by the prima donna stuff, so I'm not a massive football fan. And last but not least, why do you like games so much? That one comes up a lot, especially with people in a professional area that why? What is it with games? They're fun. I've grown up around games. I got my first computer when I was 5. Actually, no, I got my first computer when I was 4, coming up 5. And I've loved them ever since. I like games. They're fun. I always like computers. I love just being able to put a game in and be able to lose myself in it for half an hour or so here and there. I love all the different games. I love being able to see how the games have developed. The development of computer games has been a major progressor in computing technology, which has benefited the world to no end. So I just love it. It's great. That's why I like games. They're fun. You can just sit down and lose yourself in it for a bit. In the same way that someone might lose themselves in a book or a film or anything like that. Games are my medium. That's how it is. And that's it. That's the Q&A, short one this time. Only 6 questions I've put together from what people keep asking me. And yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. It's been a bit of an odd vlog, but that's how it is. I'll see you later. Bye.